All right, so it's a lovely good evening and welcome to Nsaka. Of course, this is a Thursday, and as you know, every Thursday we get to bring to you Nsaka, a program which is tailor-made for you, our dear viewers, of course, to get to share social issues or talk about social topics that we deal with on this particular program. Osaivala ni program yanu, ni program ya ifetonse, ndiponso ni programu ya imwe mwebantu. Linki tiza sharing pamene apa so that ngati imwe mufuna kujoina mu studio kapena mufuna chita contribute pali topic amene tili nayo, you are very much welcome, as you know that this program is tailor-made for you. Of course, this evening we continue with marriage formula. Today we are dealing with episode 7. I am your host, Lance Sani Banda, and of course together with my co-host Himba. Himba, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Lance. Good evening, viewers.
All right, and of course, definitely also have who is also co-hosting the program this particular evening. CJ, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, Lance. Good evening, Himba. Good evening, viewers. It's a pleasure to be on Nsaka once again.
All right, great. So our dear viewers, remember that the program is made for you. And this evening, we are looking at traditional marriage day and of course, post-marriage activities. As usual, we have Evangelist Shaabula who is here to help us enlighten us more on this particular topic. But before we get to do that, obviously, we need to do a recap on where we started from and, of course, up to this particular episode, which is episode 7. Evangelist Shaabula, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Lancy. Good evening, CJ. Good evening, Himba and everyone else, Emmanuel. This is a great time in which we are going to look at traditional marriages in Zambia. And tonight we are looking at two traditions, because I want to make it very, very clear from the word go that we have got 73 tribes in Zambia. And in these 73 tribes, we also have 73 traditions. We have 73 traditions, but I'm going to pick only 2 because of time. That's the Tonga tradition and the Bemba tradition. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Evangelist. And of course, to you, our viewers, the link will be shared shortly. You can join us into the studio. Ngati muchoka kumutundu inangu.
Thank you so much, viewers. It looks like we've lost Lance due to connectivity issues, but just to carry on where Lance ended, if you come from a different tribe, muchoka kumutundu winangu, kuchokera ye bakamba ba Evangelist, because bakambako pali tilelo, tizayangana pali matribe yabili. But wachitonga tizayangana pa myambo zibili, achitonga na mwambo wachibemba. So, yeah, say if you are coming from any other tribes apart from that, please you are free to come and share. But we are continuing with our topic. CJ, any addition?
And the only addition, anyway, it's not really an addition. You're very much right. Those are what we'll be looking at for tonight. We've come a long way, and I'm encouraging our viewers just to invite someone. If you know, kulamena ili pafupino kwatira or wali mu process ya chikwati, muchiteni invite mpasen ka link, share this to them. If you know someone who's got knowledge of these things, who's able to participate, share it so that a lot of people can learn and we can have a lovely discussion as we go ahead. Thank you, Himba.
Sija, before we go any further, nanga yo nakwatira bwanji, unashita I do, or unashita vamutola uya agulila, wakuimbira vya pinimbo. How was it yours, please?
Yeah, if tinachita I do yamine ya chizungu.
Kansimuziva mwambo.
But not traditional twenzemo kaidi these days in hybrid, it's a mix.
It's a mixture. Tumwambo twachitonga na tumwambo twachivemba na twachilozi na twachikaonde tonse kaufera na twakunorthern.
Mixed cut.
Anyway, thank you so much, viewers, and we invite you to join us in the studio using all the links on all the platforms. You are welcome to join us, and would want to hear your experiences and what you've learned in your journey of marriage and how you got married. Lance, welcome back, and over to you. Is Lance with us? Okay, Evangelist.
Okay.
Twa Misengela.
Yes, Himba. Good evening.
Good evening. Twa Misengela. It's a wedding day. It's a tafika pa wedding manje.
Yeah.
Okay, over to you.
Over to me.
Yes.
To me?
Yes, Evangelist.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, just as I said in my introduction, this evening we are looking at traditional marriages in Zambia. And these are the two tribes that we'll look into. That is the Tonga tradition and the Bemba tradition. You know, we've got 73 tribes in Zambia, and each tribe has got its own tradition and customs. And because of time factor here, we will not be able to cover each tradition of each tribe. We will not be able to do that. But at the same time, I would like also to use what I would call the common denominator. Certain factors which are found in all tribes, in all traditions, I'll also bring them out. The other issue is that, I will not, please, note that I will not get into details of each culture. Again, because of time, I'll just mention some of the words that are said during the activity of that day, either during the wedding or after the wedding or before the wedding. So I will not explain in detail. For example, when I will talk about the Imbusa, for example, I want to talk about Ukulasa Imbusa. So because it is complicated, so I will not spend a lot of time on it. But for the purpose of teaching, and so that we can catch up on other matters, I will just mention to say, then this is the activity, the activity that takes place. They'll go for Imbusa, and they'll try to explain a bit, then go to the next. Because if I would dwell so much on the details, we will not be able to knock off. We'll continue up to tomorrow. Because both the cultures are very rich. So I'll need to explain in detail. Now, having said this, and I'm sure you have gotten me right, that I will not go in details. I will start now with the Tonga tradition. Now, when we talk of tradition, we say, this is our tradition. What am I talking about? We are talking about a norm that was accepted, or a practice that is accepted by a society of the same ethnicity, in the same locality, in the same place. They have agreed to say, this is the formula for anyone who wants to get married. So this is how we're going to do it. Now, that becomes in our time, in this present time, it is an act. it is agreed that that's what they will be doing. Now, among the Tongas, they have got their own. Theirs is not as complicated as the Denmark custom or tradition. So, in the Tonga circles, when a young man comes of age, or the young lady comes of age, if it is the young lady will be put in the house called Chisungu. Not Chisungu. So this young lady will be put in the house, where she's going to be taught how to take care of herself, to take care of her body, how to take care of her husband when she's married, how to take care of the family. And this used to take 1 year or 12 months. Later on, they began to reduce it because people started going to school. But before the days of school, young ladies would spend the whole year in the house, learning the art of marriage and all the things that has got to do with a woman in the family. For the man, they would do, for the boy, he would be taken to a place called the Govero. Govero is a place like Nsaka for men only, where young people are taught how to be men, how to fend for their family, how to take care of the wife, how to take care of the family. So when this young man from the Govero, matures and now he's ready to get married, this young man is supposed to have his own house, a hut. We call it a hut, where he will be sleeping. In that hut, he will be playing music. The whole night, he will play music using an instrument called the kalumbu or kankorera. Two things. Either kalumbu is a string that is where you put a gourd and you put a string, and the whole night this person is using a small stick, is striking it on the cord. He will be singing, disturbing parents so that they don't sleep. And the parents will know that for this young man not to sleep, it means he is looking for a wife. He wants us, the parents, to look for a wife. And early in the morning, these elderly people go and approach this young man, and they find out what it is, why he did not sleep. Normally, it is the grandfather or the uncle of the young man who would approach the young man to find out what exactly he wants. But even if they ask him, they will already know that actually what he wants is a woman, is a lady to get married. After this has been given to these old people, now this person who will be told, either the grandfather or the uncle, or will take this matter to the parents of the young man and the other people. And then the family will sit to now choose which family they should approach for a wife. After they find the family, that is after they've considered the following one. They will consider, are those people in that family, are they good people? Are they hardworking? Are they kind? Are they hardworking? They will look at all this. Are these people witches? Do they fight? Are they fighters? What is their character in society? When they find that the behavior is good, and that is a good family, they will go to the family of the Himbas. When they go to the family of the Himba, now the process of marriage has begun. Someone will be picked to be the spokesperson for the family. When he gets there, he will go there with the other people, and he will say, Odin, they get there, they will be greeted, and then he will open up his mouth and say, Kamendenda, Tiandaula, Ikakuku, kakuku is a hen, or mpoto, a pot where we can be cooking from. The other family will have already understood what that is. So they will say which one. Then they will mention, no, that is so they will try to describe. And after they've known that this is the person, then they may ask them to either come the following, after some time, so that they say, Bani, they want to gossip, they want to whisper, they want to see, they discuss. After some time, then they can send where you say, well, we are ready, you can come. Then when they go there to visit the family of the lady, it means that they will go there prepared. Prepared to do what? One, prepared to negotiate. Two, prepared to pay lobola. Now, what is lobola? Lobola is a South African word to bride wealth or gift that a man's family gives to the family of the woman he wishes to marry. Even in the Bible, Genesis chapter 24, verse 63, Isaac and Rebekah, they also gave lobola. So it is biblical. Now, these are the gifts or money that they give. The process of doing this differs from one culture to another or one family to another. So that is the role that they give. Now, after they've discussed there will be 5 things that they'll have to do. One, they will tell them to pay Chico. Chico is actually a payment that is given so that that lady can join the family and begin to cook. Then from there, there will also be Makweneya. And another one is Marian Shima. The other one is Mujimusho. These 4 are key. Himba, these 4 are key. Chico, Makweneya, Marian Shima, Mujimusho, they are key. Then there are 2 more that needs to be paid. Chirezu, Ichabaushi, Amumia, Wabanyina. Now, what is Mumia? Mumia is the belt which the mother or the band which the mother had to wear after delivery of this baby girl. A lady should tie her stomach to bring it back to normal. Now, you have to pay for what she did. When that young girl grew up, she was sitting on the laps of the father, playing with the Chirezuchabaushi, playing with the beard. So you as a young man who is married, you pay for that Chirezu, the beard which is the one your lady was playing with. So you pay for it. So in most cases, the Tongas and the Ilas and the Lenges, the Roses, and Eastern Province, and you also pay animals in Mumbai. So sometimes they'll tell you bring 2 Mumbai for Chico, bring 3 for Mapemila, bring 2 for Marianshima, bring 2 for Mujimusho, bring 1 for Chirezu, another one for Mumia. Total 10 animals. Now, I want you to get me. The Tongas, they've got a formula which you cannot change to steal from them. Because the formula is established, it's already there. You will even know how many animals you are going to give. But you can also negotiate to say, well, we agree with you, but we can reduce. So this can be reduced to a number that can be agreed upon by the family. After this has been agreed upon, then you pay. You may pay in full, or you may pay half or a quarter. But you will not get married until something is paid. Then, what remains, you have to pay before you have probably a child or children. So that is what is supposed to be done. Now, these animals, they have to, for example, Chico, Mujimusho, the animals for Mujimusho, before the lady leaves her home to go to the gentleman to get married, these two animals must be paid because they are the ones that untie her or they lose her so that she can go and get married. So when this is paid, in Tonga, you have marriage. Then they can have the wedding, what they call kukwera masiku. Barakwera. Kukwera is when the lady is taken from her place and taken and delivered to the husband. It is called kukwera. It's like pulling. They don't pull, but the way they use is pull. The lady is pulled. When she is pulled, that night she will sleep with a gentleman in that house. Sometime back they would use the white sheet to see that when they sleep there and they have sex, there must be blood on the white sheet. That blood will indicate that the lady is actually a virgin. When there's no blood, it is an insult. It means that somebody was not a virgin. So early in the morning, the parents, the elderly people, the granny, the mother, and the cousins, they will do that. They will check to bed and then ensure that that has happened. Then early in the morning, they will cook shima, young kuku. That's kuku, sima young kuku. Sima young kuku. Then they will eat together. After they've eaten together, they will also give some token. Tundarama tungono, matu kwacha, ma5 kwacha, ma10 kwacha in the plate to appreciate the lady and to welcome the lady. When that is done, it means now the gentleman and the lady has been married and they are left on their own. It means the marriage has been consummated. That is the Tonga formula. The Bemba formula is a bit complicated. There are so many things that they do. First of all, there is what they call Ukobekera. When a gentleman identifies the lady, whatever it is, he's going to get in Darama and Ukobekera. Ukobekera is just simply an engagement. And he's going to give what is called the Insalamu. Insalamu is the engagement token that is given to the family of the lady to indicate that actually this gentleman has been, this lady has been engaged by that gentleman. And this is also done by a person who is a go-in-between. They said over a go-between. This one is called the Shibukombe. Then if the Namangas, they call him Chiukombe. Sometimes they can say Katawa Mpango. So this is the person that will represent these people. Now, also it is in the same Bemba and the Namanga, there is also what is called the Bogola. But they call it Impango. Impango is the marriage payment which they do. In most cases, they will pay him for up to 4 cattle and chicken, and sometimes a cow. So now this cow is also given to what is given to a lady. So they call it the Namanda, they call it Jinawamwana for a virgin. So now this is what they do. It is given to that young lady. Now, there are other process of doing that, which we must understand, is that when they do that, now I'm talking about the deep old Bemba, not Bemba ya Nsaka, yaku Kablonga, yaku Udlands, whatever it is, where they mix Nachizungu. When this is done, then a traditional hoi will be given it will be wrapped in a cloth, and also it carries white bead and some small amount of money that will be given by Shirukombi to that family. Now, when this is done, they also go there and they go there with the two plates. In the white plate and tied in a cloth. So this is where they will put the money so that they can talk or discuss about the lobola, about the intention. When that is done, they can either accept it there and open it there and then begin to talk, or they can receive that and tell you to say, no, so that they can consider. When you find that the plate is too covered, it means they've not accepted you. If you find the plate open, it means you've been accepted in the family. Then you begin talking. After you've discussed whatever you've discussed concerning the same lady, and you've agreed, then they will tell you how much you should pay. In the proper Benda culture, you would not pay a lot of money, whatever it is, because to them it was a hoe. And a hoe was a symbol of earth and soil. It was a symbol of cultivation. It was a symbol of fertilization. So a hoe was very, very important in the marriage. Both the Namangas, the Mambwes, and the Bembas. So on this one, it is a common denominator, Himba, CJ, Emma. That this one I brought it as a common denominator because it's found among the Bembas, the Namangas, and also the Mambwes. A hoe is given. Now, when this is done, you have given whatever it is. Then you can go back home. And sometimes you also give something whereby they want your values. No other man should go there. Nobody should go there. So this, it can give you some amount of money that goes to the family. Then after you've done that, later on, now that is when you talk over the wedding. The wedding. So at the wedding, after you've done this wedding, you've done the wedding. You've paid the lobola. After paying the lobola, you've agreed you are going to do the wedding. After you do this wedding now, just before that, there will be what is called now, they might take you for now the details where they want you to say to Rasai Imbusa. The Imbusa, these are games that they play. They show you, they'll draw some drawings on the ground, and where they indicate all sorts of shapes of things, such as, the peanuts will be there, the vagina will be there, and the other makadori dori. Then they'll ask this gentleman to Rasa Imbusa. So you are expected to hammer where the right position. So these are some of the things that you do. And sometimes this you may not do it, but others will insist that this be done. But in most cases these days, there are very few families whereby they do the Shaabula Imbusa. And then from there, after you've married, I'm summarizing, after you've married, you've gotten married, you've done your wedding, the following day, there will be Kushikula. This is now the time, early in the morning, when people are going to meet the two families. They will meet together, and then after they've met together, they will start introducing themselves and introducing the young man to the family, the young lady to the other family of the gentleman. And they will welcome them, and they will give them something, either money or some presents to show acceptance of the lady by the side of the gentleman, and also to show acceptance of the gentleman by the side of the lady. And after they've prepared the meals, they've eaten, then it means that now they've finished it has ended, they've gotten married. Things such as the Chirangamuliro, that will come later. There will be Chirangamuliro. And after they've lived, after they stayed in the marriage for a long, long, long time, then that's when they are going to say Matereto. They will do Matereto, so that, the gentleman is accepted because they are taking care of the family or the lady. So they want to tereta him, they want to appreciate him. So when that is done, it means now the marriage has been done. It has been completed. So because of time, let me end here. Others can come in and join in. If there's anything that I've left, please are free to contribute. Because no one is a master. We are all learners. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you very much, Evangelist, for that elaborate explanation. And my first question will be, in terms of the people that are supposed to be part of the marriage negotiations, is there a particular set of people? For example, vamene sivafunika kushota, in terms of my marriage negotiations these days. We have this thing whereby a person can just get friends and they do everything. So in terms of traditional marriage, if we go back in history, who are the mandated people that are supposed to take part in these activities?
Thank you so much. That's a very valid question, and I'm happy that you've asked that question. We must understand that marriage is not a game. Marriage is not a play. Marriage is a serious business. Traditionally or customary, the people that should be found in the discussion, that is in the Bemba custom and also the Tungu custom, the people that should be found in the discussion, number one, it is the uncle of the gentleman. Two, it is the Banasenge, the aunt. She should be there. Then from there, you can have maybe brothers to the gentleman. Brothers, or grandfather, or grandmother. These are the people that should be there. Friends, traditionally are not part of the discussion, marriage discussion, because after marriage there can be troubles, there can be misunderstandings, there can be divorce, matters that will lead to divorce, which will require people that are truly connected to the two people. So these are the people that must be there. So it is not like nowadays where you can just gather a bunch of your friends and you say, no, this is my colleague, this is my uncle, when they are not. So it must be biological uncle, biological auntie, biological grandfather, grandmother, brother, and sister. These are the people that should be there. Because when there will be troubles in that marriage, they are the people that will sit there to negotiate. Because sometimes there will be need for Logola to be paid back. So these are the people that should know that Logola should be paid back because of a failed marriage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evangelist, for that response. Lance, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here, CJ. My network is tripping.
Please,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I've seen that challenge. Please go ahead before it trips.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Please go ahead. Make yourself. Go ahead. Over to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. A quick one, Evangelist. When you were given preparations, obviously from the Tonga tribe, on how traditional marriage goes about or comes about, you mentioned something to do with the parents of a man going to the family of a woman, presenting their case, and then obviously the family of the woman have to sit to choose either to accept your proposal or not. Is that still happening even today for I would say, lack of a better term, typical Tongas, not like you mentioned, Awakumachalala or Wakuti? Does that still happen even now? And if it does, does the woman have a chance to speak out in terms of saying, okay, this is a person that I want, and perhaps you can say yes to the proposal?
Well, I didn't get the last part, but the question is it still happening in the Tonga circles? And we are talking about the tradition. Since it is a tradition, yes, it is still happening because it is a tradition. Except that except that what they've done now, instead of paying, a hoy or an axi or any other thing, these cows, they are converted into money. It is converted into money so that they make it easier for the person that is marrying to pay. Sometimes, for example, you are getting married to somebody who is not a Tonga, but is interested in your daughter. If you tell him, bring him Ngombe, you are telling him Usonda Chewe, who has no Ngombe. Where will he find the Ngombe? So what we do is that we convert the number of animals by the cost of a cow, one cow. For example, we say, okay, we're going to bring 10 animals. Then one animal is going at 2,500. So it will be 2,500 multiplied by 10. So that person will be required to pay 25,000 kwacha for the wife. So that is how this tradition has been modernized a bit. But it is still, the formula is still animals multiplied by the cost of that animal today. So that's what we do. The last part of the question, I didn't get it, but this is what I can say about whether this is still happening now or not.
Thank you, Evangelist. Lance, Evangelist says he didn't get the last part, or that's fine, we can proceed. Okay, so we proceed. We seem to be having a bit of technicalities there. So, Evangelist,
Yes.
my question now comes to on the final day. In modern marriages, we see where people decide to quit for last minute. Maybe kuli information ya mine abwera that has made him have extreme cold feet. In the traditional marriage, do these things happen? And if they do, what is the procedure of withdrawing?
To do what?
In terms of cancelling everything, we see things whereby after their marriage, a person decides, I'm not going through with this. Traditionally, kudala venzo kuchitika vaso and ngati venzo kuchitika. What was the procedure of doing it? To say you are withdrawing, you've changed your mind.
You are saying that, sorry, a network is a problem. You are saying that if you want to change your mind.
Yes.
Because something has happened which you are not happy with.
Yes.
And you are trying to find out what you can do about it.
Yes, Evangelist. Say on the actual day.
Yes. What it is that, with the traditional marriages, what they used to do, they were, because customary or traditionally, a lady is a wife to the whole family. It's not a wife, she's not a wife for the husband only. So even when they find her, it is everyone who is involved in finding her. So if there is a problem, it will not be just the one man that's going to decide. The family will have to sit and discuss in detail as to what the problem is. If it is a small problem which can be ironed out, then the parents will move in to help. I'll give you an example. For example, sometimes maybe you, the gentleman, you have got a weak erection. Weak erection, you didn't perform very, very well. There will not be any need for you to divorce. Because the parents and the relatives will sit down together to find an answer to the problem. They will fix you as a family, so you cannot just give up. Because if you give up, that is an embarrassment you are bringing to the family. And many other women will not want to be married into that family because they bring a disgrace to other families. So when there's a problem, they sit together and find out and find a solution to the problem. So that's what they do. So it is not the man's problem or the young man's problem for him to sort out. Everyone will be involved.
Okay. Thank you very much. Lance?
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, it seems Lance is having a technicality once again. So now, Evangelist, I'm going to bring it down to the current day situation. What happens? So for a young man who doesn't want to go through Ivivama wedding and Ivachi Zungu, okay? What are the common things or the major things that he should look out for if he wants to go the traditional way?
Okay. Thank you very much. That's another good question that you've asked. First of all, let me start by saying this. In Zambia, according to the Marriage Act, Cap 10, Cap 50 of the laws of Zambia, the Zambian government recognizes traditional customary marriages. They are recognized. Two, the Western or statutory marriages are also recognized. So it is not just the Uvara the mosquito net Yawaiti that will make you a husband or a wife or a wedding. You can be in a wedding, you can be married, but you change the attire. You can be married in just a shirt, whatever it is. That is customary. Now, what do you do? The normal things must be done. The same formula. The animals must be paid, or the whole must be paid. The only difference is that Later on, you will just tell them to say no. I want to marry use the Western formula, or I want to marry traditional. So you play the same. There's nothing they will not reduce because you are marrying traditional. No, but by marrying traditionally, you will reduce on the cost of your wedding. In my Western marriages, I mean, they are too expensive, and sometimes not even necessary for you to spend so much. So the issue here is that you can marry traditionally, and the marriage will still be beautiful, it will still be nice. The marriage will still be good, and still more, it will be blessed by God. So, in short, going by your question, the same formula is what you follow. There's no change. So it is only you who will tell them to say, now that I've paid this and this and this and this, I want to have a white wedding, or I want to have a traditional wedding. Traditional weddings means that you will not do all those things, whatever it is. No. They will either bring that lady Mazulo, Bamueta, in the Zimina, or some people they lead and bring that lady to your home. And you consider your party as ill as that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. So just a quick one. In terms of the statutory or a modern marriage, a person is declared husband and wife when the pastor, for example, ngatinwa church bapanga your declaration. In terms of tradition, what is the final act that seals the marriage, that makes that declaration to say, okay, abamanje kwasira, this is husband and wife, in the traditional aspect?
In the Tonga tradition, there is a word which they say kupira. Kupira, it's like we are now surrendering you in the hands of CJ or Nancy. They will say, Himba, Twakuweza, Twakusoera Manza, Nancy. Mugakale Gabotu, Mugayale Bana, Mwameza Muleleke, Chamana. Just a few words. So, in other words, they will bless the marriage. So, that is the last act. They will bless the marriage by saying those words where they commit your life to God. Even in traditional marriage, there is a commitment of your marriage to God. So that is what is there. Even if you remember, after you paid everything, you have given them. Then from there, they've received it. They've received everything. Then they will also bless you. The next thing you are back here, then the following morning, chapter.
Wow. Great to have that information. Atugupira. Lance, welcome. I hope you are able to get us and make your submission as well.
Yes, I'm able to hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay, great. Before the internet rudely interrupted me, I wanted to ask Evangelist about the events after, this traditional marriage. So this couple has gotten married, and then how do they deal with disputes that come about in a marriage? There are issues of bayambana, and then kuri makolo bake or such situations? How do you deal with such in a traditional marriage?
In the traditional marriage, the issues of misunderstanding or difficulties in the marriage, in most cases, that talked by Shibukombe and Nabukombe. In that respect, the Bemas, the Namangas, the Mambwes, when there are problems, those problems, the gentleman will report that matter to Shibukombe. Shibukombe is the go-between himself, the man, and the family of the lady. So the Shibukombe is the one who handles the affairs of the gentleman. So if there's a problem or any misunderstanding, this young man will not go to his father or to his family members. He will go to Shibukombe. Who is Shibukombe? Shibukombe is a respected person in society who should have knowledge of the family where this gentleman is getting married to. And this person is respected by society where he is, the Shibukombe. This Shibukombe is not a drunkard, he is not a fighter. He has got a stable family. So even when he goes to talk about family matters, the family and all other people in the locality, in that society, in that community, they respect him. So when there's a problem, they go to Shibukombe. The young lady will go to Nabukombe. This is a woman who will deliver this, whatever problem is, to the family of the gentleman or the lady. In most cases, they will sit down without having to inform the two families. So they will try to bring the husband or the bride and the groom together and help them in their problems. Only when the problems are out of hand can they inform their parents. So in short, these misunderstandings or problems, they are handled by Shibukombe and Nabukombe on behalf of the bride and the groom.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Evangelist, do the Tongas have Shibukombe?
Hello?
Yes, Evangelist. My question was from the Tonga tradition, is there a Shibukombe and Nabukombe? What are they called if they are there?
Normally we say Mwimilizi. Mwimilizi is a representative. Mwimilizi. So in most cases, the Tongas, the Ilas, the Solis, the Rangers, this group of people, they always have an uncle in most cases, an uncle of a gentleman. For example, the brother to my mother is the one who represents me. He is my Shibukombe, he is my representative. Sometimes it will be my aunt, the brother to my father. I mean, the sister to my father. She can also represent me. Sometimes it is my grandmother or grandfather. And finally, sometimes it can be my brother-in-law or my sister-in-law. That is the Tongas. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Evangelist. Time seems to be running out. The last question that I'll ask, for the Bembas, there is usually a chicken that they present to the groom. And some people say it is mandatory, that kind of a thing. What is it really necessary? Hello, Evangelist, are you there? Okay. We seem to have lost Evangelist. We seem to have lost Evangelist there. Let me just check through the the messages. We see if there's something that we can read through. Okay, I can see we have Caroline Chanda. Okay, Evangelist, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, before that interruption, I was asking about the chicken. Bembas usually present a chicken to the groom. So what is the relevance of that? Because I see they do that most times. Sometimes I've seen it done at after the Chirangamuliro, but I'm told they also do it on the marriage day.
Yes. That chicken is very, very important because we are talking about the tradition. When there's no chicken, it means that the tradition has not taken place. The chicken must be there. It is a key. It is like a wedding when there's no. It's like when there's no cake. At a wedding, there's no cake. You can tell your cake. Manje kulibe cake. People complain to say, in the wedding, Benjamin is the cake.
Ilibe cake.
So similarly, chicken is very, very important because it has got a lot of meaning. You know, they will even tell you, they want you to get even the smell of the chicken. They will tell you this smell, the minister, so, yeah, smell, yeah, whatever it is. I will not go in those details. So it has got a meaning, very, very important. Some of those details, I can only teach you when you want to get married. But for this one, I'll just tell you that it is important. It is just like a white wedding which has no cake.
No
there's
cake.
No cake. Yes. When there's no cake, it means there are problems. So even the chicken. Yes. So when you get married, when you want to get married, we shall give you all the details about the chicken and the imbusa, all those details. But in the meantime, you must know that it is very, very important. The chicken is very important.
It is. Yeah, I'm sure Emmanuel will be looking out for the chicken tutorial.
Yeah.
Wow. Time has really. Yes. So time has really cruised, and I've lost my colleague. He's not able to join back due to connectivity issues. And I think at this point in time, I'll just acknowledge our viewers, some of our viewers. I can see there's Caroline, Edith, there's our mentioned in my letters, and many others. Right now, I'll ask you, Evangelist, just to give your concluding remarks before we call it a night.
Thank you so much. Dear friends, we as Africans, we are blessed. God has given us marriages which we handle in different ways according to our custom and our traditions. Most African marriages last long. They don't end. Monga tasira monga sopo or tasira monga ni sugar. Because they've got a strict rule, and therefore it is important for us to obey or to follow, because this is what makes us human beings. And the laws of Zambia actually recognize even our customary marriages, that they are important and they are also blessed by God. So young people, when you want to get married, sometimes don't go the Western side, the Western way. It's better also to go the traditional way. You will not be a fool by deciding to take the traditional way. Because many of you think that, when you take the traditional way, it means either you have no money or you are backward. That's not it. So it is important that we respect both traditions, the Western marriages and the traditional marriages. They are both good. They are also both blessed by God. So I want to invite you, you who are not married, to try traditional marriages, and you are going to save a lot of money and a lot of time. You will not need certain things that really will break your heart. So may God help you as you plan to get married the traditional way. Thank you so much, Taro.
Thank you very much, Evangelist. Our viewers, for you who want to get in touch with Evangelist, if you need counseling, you're about to get married, or you have someone who's in the marriage pipeline, you can get in touch with him. The number is on the screen there. That is 0977 527 407. I'll repeat it, 0977 527 407. You can get in touch with Evangelist, and he'll be very much able to attend to you accordingly. So, viewers, thank you very much for being part of tonight's broadcast. We are having this series that we are looking at all aspects of marriage. We started with dating, and we went through all those issues. Today we were looking at the actual D-Day and post activities that happen in terms of traditional marriage. Next week we'll be looking at damage in case sunakunke njira ya straight and then wakutakatira and all those things. We'll be looking at those next week. So please make sure you make a date with us next week. Follow our page, like our page, invite someone. Okay, invite someone. We want to interact with you. We want to be able to share this knowledge with you. If you know someone who's in the marriage pipeline or who's in the marriage journey, share this broadcast with them and invite them to make a date with us for next week's program. I want to thank Himba, Lance, and everyone who was part of tonight's broadcast, including our director, that is Emmanuel Nkunika, who's been managing the broadcast tonight. From me, I say good night and see you in our next week's program, where we'll be looking at other exciting issues on Pansaka. Good night.